What's good, YouTube? Today we're gonna be talking about the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, and bro, after the performance that we just saw the Bucks do, it is time. It is over. It is wraps. Pack it up, Giannis. You should be going to a new team. It is the best decision you can make for your career at this point, and the Bucks need to rebuild. These guys were up 7 with 35 seconds left. Giannis had a 30-point, 20 rebound, 13 assist game, and they lost. But y'all have already seen that. You already know what happened. Look, the reason why the Giannis trade makes the most sense right now is, unfortunately, Dame has torn his Achilles. He probably won't be back next season. It'll be a surprise to even see him on the court. And your second best player is Kyle Kuzma. Bro, this ain't 2017 where we're making graphics comparing Jason Tatum and Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is, bro, this series he was doing straight cardio. This guy was putting up Tony Snell numbers. That was a stupid trade that the Milwaukee Bucks did, getting rid of a franchise legend like Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma, and the Bucks could not be in a worse position. The East is getting tougher. And honestly, bro, there's so many teams who I think if they matched up against the Bucks this season, this playoff series, they would have gave them a run for the money. Even a team like the Magic, and I can say with full confidence that the Detroit Pistons would have beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Looking back in hindsight, I had the Bucks winning this series against the Pacers in 7. I couldn't have been more wrong. But now we're going to discuss the potential teams that could target Giannis. And honestly, man, I'm really excited. I think that this is going to be really cool for the league. This Giannis sweepstakes that we're probably going to be seeing this offseason, because there are a bunch of teams which could really, really rock the landscape of the NBA. And first things first, I'm going to talk about the most likely one, and I might be a little biased over here, but I really don't think I am, because this is the team that's been most talked about when it comes to making a big move this offseason, and it's the Houston Rockets. Now, if you ask me, get Jalen Green the fuck up out of here. Get Jalen Green off my... Nah, I'm trolling, bro. I'm trolling. The thing is, though, I'm just so tired of Jalen Green putting up either 38 points or 8 points, but look, he truthfully does have some of the highest upside offensively in the entire league. He could potentially be a scoring leader. He has that type of flair on offense. This trade will likely also need to include Jabari Smith Jr., Reed Shepard, and a bunch of other picks. But I really could see this trade happening, depending on how far the Rockets go in this playoffs. If they go on a deeper run than anticipated, right now the series is 3-3 against the Warriors. If we get bounced tomorrow, bro, this trade, you will be hearing a ton of rumors about it. But if we beat the Warriors and we're able to manage to beat the Timberwolves and we go on a West Conference Finals run, I don't see this trade being that realistic, because I think in that case, you probably just retool the team because you're only a few games away from the NBA Finals. That's a large assumption, though. Most likely the Rockets will be looking for star power. They need it. They need that half-court offense. It's clearly seen. The transition offense is good, right? When it's scoring transition, that's your bread and butter, and also offensive rebounds. But they also need that half-court scorer. That could be Giannis Antetokounmpo. But he also molds in with their defensive identity as well. I know it wouldn't be good for spacing, but that team, I would love to have a big-ass last name of Antetokounmpo on my jersey. I'll be first in line to cop that. But the Rockets are a large potential team to land Giannis this offseason. Secondly, I'm going to be saying it's the San Antonio Spurs. This is the second most likely team to land them. And, bro, if this happens, that is absolutely unfair. And I'm genuinely scared as a Rockets fan. I'm scared for the entirety of the Western Conference, because this is the start of a potential dynasty. Imagine a lineup of... They might even keep Stephon Castle in this trade. I think he was required to be a centerpiece of this trade. But if they throw in a boatload of picks, they could potentially still keep Stephon Castle. And if they do, hypothetically speaking, imagine this. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, right? Jeremy Sohan, or that's the odd one out. Wembanyama and Giannis. That is a dangerous starting five, besides Jeremy Sohan. That is a dangerous lineup, which is the potential to go on a large run for a number of seasons. If that trade happens, bro, I'm genuinely scared. That would be like, that would look fake. If you show the NBA fan a picture of those players, Giannis and Wemby, bro, 15 years ago, you showed some random dude off the street who's a ball fan that picture, they wouldn't believe what the game's turned into. But imagine that front court. Bro, the rich just keep getting richer, dude. Like, imagine that all-time 2K team. Imagine it, bro. Imagine it. Dude, I don't want to see that trade happen because of my love of my team and for the sake of the Western Conference. That would be scary hours. Another one, but this is a bit of a shocker, right? But I could really see this one going down. I could really see this one happening. And this one is the Memphis Grizzlies doing a Ja Morant for a Giannis Antetokounmpo swap. Now, the rumors have been flying around, right? The rumors have been flying around for a while that Ja could potentially get moved this offseason because the team feels as if they can perform better when he's off the court. Now, I don't think this narrative is true by any means. I think the team is obviously better with Ja Morant. I fuck with Ja Morant heavy. However, bro, they're tired of his shit, dude. I can tell, dude. They're tired of his shit. This guy's emoting like he's in a COD lobby. Bro, this guy's throwing boogie bombs into the crowd. You could tell that Ja Morant's stock has just gone down significantly since that one run that they had in, I believe it was 2022, when they were the second seed. It's just not the same anymore. Now, if they include a number of other players in this trade, potentially a Zach Edey, throw in some picks, you could potentially see this trade happening. And it'll be a great restart for the Bucks as well because they get a young talent in Ja Morant. They get a young talent in Zach Edey. They get some picks to set them up for the future. This trade would honestly make a lot of sense for the Bucks. I don't think it's as realistic as the other ones. The other two is more like a full-on rebuild where you're probably not going to win anything now. It's like, that Jalen Green one. It's more like going to be a long-term thing that you're looking at. But if you're able to do a Ja Morant swap with Giannis, you could be contending a bit sooner, especially in the Eastern Conference where I know it's getting tougher, but it's still not as tough as the West. But he's fine in the West, so I'm fine in the West. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think Ja Morant could make some trouble out East. That would be a lot of fun to see. But still, unlikely. Now, if this next one happens, I'm actually going to stop watching basketball. Mark my words, bro. If this trade happens, I might take a season off from the NBA, bro. I did the same in 2018, dude. I did not watch those finals. The moment it went 2-0, bro, I was done. I knew it was wraps. And that might potentially happen again if this next trade happens. If OKC manages to somehow, bro, honestly, anything is possible after that Luka trade. I'm not even gonna deny that this isn't likely. If OKC somehow manages to land Giannis Antetokounmpo with the million draft picks Sam Presti has collected in his war chest, dude, that's scary hours. Imagine the MVP of the league with the two-time MVP of the league and Defensive Player of the Year. And if they're potentially able, they'd probably keep Chet Holmgren in this trade too. Unless the Bucks have a ridiculous high asking price for Giannis, which, honestly, ultimately, they really have all the right to. There's no reason for them to even rush this trade. They could keep Giannis imprisoned, rotting away in Milwaukee for another few seasons if they really wanted to. But if their asking price is Chet and J-Dub, I don't think OKC does it. But if they can make a trade with those million draft picks and J-Dub, just imagine that lineup. But if they keep J-Dub, because you can't throw that just completely out the window because of the number of draft capital that the Bucks could be receiving from OKC. If OKC just decides to unload, let me just look for a second how many first-round picks OKC has. Bro, OKC has between 9 and 15 first-round picks within the next 7 years, depending on how those trades that they did do, how the swaps on those picks work. Dude, if they are able to keep J-Dub in that trade scenario, I will actually take a break from the NBA. Because then them boys are going to go on a bit of a run. Don't worry, I'm not actually going to be taking a break. I'm going to be here popping out YouTube videos. We're going to get consistent. But if you're still here and you enjoy this type of content, make sure you leave a like, subscribe down below. And I'm going to be dropping a new video tomorrow about the Game 7s. Super excited for those. My Rockets, my boys are back. We are so back. And I can't wait to talk about it. But y'all take care.